Hey, 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 greetings and salutations, beautiful people. It is your auntie, the Mrs., aka Pastor Ronnie, Blackout Magazine. You know, I'm a contributor, I'm a fan, and also on occasion, I get to be an interviewer. So I have the pleasure and the delight of interviewing May's cover model. I mean, oh my goodness, how special do I feel? It is Miss Autumn Affair. Autumn, what do you want the people to know? Just a quick intro.
Well, first, how excited am I to be May's cover model for Blackout magazine? So excited. I am a plus size Latina burlesque performer, as well as a plus size boudoir model. Um, and I also am a plus size cosplayer. So I kind of have a triple business going on with my performer name. And that's what I've been doing, I would say, since 2012. Yeah.
Wow, that's super exciting. So, first, for our audience, let's make sure everybody understands what is burlesque.
Sure. So burlesque is the art of the tease. It is bodies that take clothing off and try to tease the audience into being entertained by that. It can come in multiple ways. It can be comedic, it can be sensual, it can be sexy, it can be political. There are so many different types of genres and themes that come in burlesque, but essentially, we're all taking our clothes off and showing our boobs and our booties and dancing around for people's entertainment.
I love it. That's so fun. Yes, the art of the tease. Oh my goodness gracious. So, I'm just curious. A little bit more now. You said you're a cosplayer, that you're a boudoir model. I mean, all of these great things. So, obviously, it is significant for you to really sort of almost stand as an activist for body positivity because you do all these wonderful things and you love the skin you're in clearly. And obviously audiences love it too. So I'm just curious, the opportunity to be May's cover model for Blackout, like why do you think that this is significant right now?
I think it's very significant to be May's cover model, especially now with everything going on in the world. I feel like there are so many things that are uncertain for people. And one thing I'm most certain about is that I'm big and beautiful. Like, it's not going to change. That's who I am. And that's how I present myself to the world. So I find a lot of comfort in that these days, in being able to present myself to the world as that and being unapologetic about it. So I think that's super important to display that on a cover of a magazine, because a lot of people may be feeling insecure about themselves and their bodies because of everything going on in the world. And hopefully, this will give them that self esteem boost to show that if they are big, they're also beautiful, and they can portray themselves as that and go out into the world every day and feel confident in that.
I love that. That is fantastic. I think you really just hit the nail on the head already, about why it matters for others, right? Not just yourself, but that's so important because we definitely want to set that tone for people to love themselves. When we think about, especially our young people, and it's so easy for our young girls to fall into the trap, but not just girls, right? We know that it really is affecting so many. What is it that really spoke to you and gives you that confidence, makes you comfortable with who you are? And how would you translate that message for young people who might be noticing, I'm not comfortable in my skin, but I want to be?
For me, I didn't always, love myself being big. I feel like I gained weight very quickly at a time in my life when things were changing very quickly because I was in college. Um, so it did take some time for me to be comfortable and to love myself. And it actually took the trial of and error of trying weight loss, trying dieting, and like doing all these things that I just didn't enjoy doing. And I found that if I didn't do those things and just said like, hey, this is me, and appreciate myself for what I was and how I was, I was much happier, and I was miserable trying to change who I was. So I was like, why am I putting myself through this to make myself miserable when I'm already happy? So um it took a little bit of time of me taking one piece of myself and saying, this is beautiful. I like this piece of myself. And then every day I would look at my body and find something else to love, something else that I liked. And it didn't start out as love, it started as like, and then I'd talk to myself about it. I'd be like, well, wow, like that's really nice. You should like that about yourself. And then I did start to like it about myself. It was a lot of self talk. And then eventually I felt confident enough to be fine and happy with myself.
I love that. That's fantastic. And honestly, that's really what happens for a lot of us is that negative self-talk just continues to spiral and it grows, and before you know it, it is a beast. So I
Yeah.
love that you used really that self talk to feed into the positivity for yourself. And so, for those of us who are struggling with loving the skin we're in, take that message every day, find something that you like about yourself and feed that part of you. So, that is fantastic. I really do love that. Thinking about that and finding the things that we love, what is your own personal favorite part of your body?
So my favorite part of my body is actually my bottom, like my butt, my hips, just that area in general, because I kind of like that when I tell people my measurements, especially being a model, when people are making clothes for me or they're asking my measurements, and I say, yeah, my hip measurement is 65 inches. They're like, whoa, what? and, and I kind of like that. It makes me happy because I'm like, a lot of people can't say that they have as big a butt as I do. And it's probably what garnered my popularity in burlesque. But yeah, it's my favorite part.
I love that. Yes. All right now. Wonderful. Like the thing that makes you stand out. I love that. That's so fantastic. And I love it that people go, whoa, but that is wonderful, right? Look, now, because I'm from the South, I know you're from the North, but in the South, honey, bigger is better, right? So that's fantastic. We do it in hair and bodies. All right.
I'll have to do
So
burlesque
that is what
down there
you'd be
sometime
definitely
then.
popular. Yes, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, we need a show here. Yes,
Yeah.
we're gonna bring you to North Carolina. So, when you mentioned the burlesque show, and we defined burlesque. And so I know that you belong to a troupe, that you put on some specific shows. Could you share a little bit about that with us?
Yeah, sure. So I started my burlesque career joining Sirens and Stilettos Cabaret here in Rochester. It's led by Mistress Ruby Sparkles, and she's been doing burlesque for so many years, like 10 plus years. Um, and I've been a part of the troupe for 8 years now. And I now run my own show. I started it in 2018. It is a POC burlesque and drag variety show. And then I decided I would also do a plus size burlesque showcase. And I am doing my third annual show of that this year. It's actually this weekend. So,
Oh, wow. I need to get in the car. No.
yeah.
I need to be in Rochester this weekend.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Oh man. Well, kudos to you on that. And certainly taking that positivity and spreading it is wonderful, and you are providing that platform for others. And so sometimes people find their way in things, but they never share it with others, or they never explain how they got there. And so the fact that you are providing these platforms for folks, I absolutely love it. That's fantastic. I'm jealous that I'm not in Rochester this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, when I started
Now,
burlesque, there
thinking
weren't
about
any plus size dancers really. So it's super important to me to have a plus
wow,
size showcase for burlesque, because when I started, there are performers now who say I was the first one that they saw and that I was the reason they started doing burlesque. And that makes me so happy, because when I started, there wasn't anyone for me to do that with. And I was always concerned whether or not audiences wanted to see my body, if they were going to give as big applause as all the other dancers. Um, so having the plus size show is so important to me, because I want more plus size bodies to be in burlesque. I want them to see how we kill shows and how entertaining they can be and how happy people are to watch our bodies, and have them join the community as well.
man, that's fantastic. And I mean, I just absolutely love that. And so, especially the opportunity to get to speak to really a pioneer, right? And you just have really stepped out on that. So, that is a powerful thing, because it makes space for those that will come behind you. Now, let's talk about it, because we know that not everyone is a fan of people taking their clothes off. I
Yeah,
mean, I look, my kids grew up in a house where mom was probably naked most of the time. I just, I feel like the human body is the human body, right? And they're adults now and they're not traumatized. They're okay.
right.
So I'm curious, is there anyone in your family or in your close circle that they don't receive it very well that you do burlesque? And how do you handle that?
Um, I can't say there is anyone that doesn't agree with what I do, or that actively uh, dislikes it. My family does know that I do burlesque. It's kind of an don't ask, don't tell policy though. So they see me promote my shows. They're very in the know about them. They see my pictures and videos after my shows, but they don't celebrate them with me. They don't like message me and say, "How did your show go?" or anything like that. And it doesn't really bother me too much, because I know it's not for everyone. But they're also not rude about it. They're not like, "Oh, you're a stripper," or say anything negative about it. So I would rather that happy medium than to have the worst.
Yeah, no, I appreciate families who can keep their mouths closed, right? The relatives that, hey, if you don't have anything good to say, it's all right. Don't say anything.
Right.
But just love me for the human being that I am, right?
Right.
And that's really just what we all want. Yeah, there are plenty of people that are celebrating this beautiful body that you're in and enjoying the show. And so, family, I just need you to love me for the person I am. So it's okay. That's really, I mean, that's great advice. And I think that's how we really should take most things, to be honest with you. So you
And I
shared
mean,
a
my
little
family
bit
is in
about how.
oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but my family's in New York
Oh, no,
City,
go ahead, go ahead.
so it's not like they could come out to support my shows anyway, so
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. A little distance is okay. Yeah. So you shared a little bit about how you started your journey and how you did those things. Um, if you just like the dream person could be living or unalived, that you if you could just add that one special person to your show, is there someone that you just wish, oh my goodness, I wish I could perform with?
So there is a performer, her name is, Miss Brickhouse. She's in the Pacific Northwest. She's alive. Um, and one time, I'm not sure when in my burlesque career, maybe about midway through 4 years into it, um, she had messaged me, and I don't even know if she would remember this, and asked me to take over a POC burlesque page. And I posted her because I was looking through burlesque performers, and when I saw her, she had like videos posted. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I need to have her in one of my shows, but she's so far. So I'm like, the travel would be so expensive, but that would be definitely my dream performer is Miss Brickhouse.
So that's what needs to happen, Miss Brickhouse. If you're watching, when autumn comes to North Carolina, you all need to link up and put on a show for us here in the South. We're just gonna throw that out there. I love it. I mean, we definitely have to have people that we admire, that have really made waves in whatever it is that interests us. So in general, just in your life in general, not necessarily burlesque or the modeling, but who would you say has been the greatest inspiration to you? Who do you really just admire and you think, ah, yeah.
Huh. um See, when I thought about it at first, I thought burlesque because um I feel like different things inspire me. So like for cosplay, some a person inspired me to start doing cosplay. Burlesque, someone inspired me to start doing burlesque, and the same thing for modeling. So it's like three different people have inspired Autumn Affair to come about. It wasn't just one person. So for burlesque, it would be Miss
Mm.
Ruby Sparkles. I went to Sirens and Stilettos cabaret shows before I joined. And when I saw her perform, I was like, I need to be doing this. Like, this is amazing. She's beautiful. She can command a crowd. And I just wanted to be able to do what she did. I was just watching the audience love her. And I was like, I want to be loved like that. So that's what made me start doing burlesque. And for cosplay, I have a friend. Her name is Alana Leilani. She is a pretty famous cosplayer out in Western New York. And she makes all of my, I would say about 80% of my cosplays, and about 60% of my burlesque uh, costumes are made by her. And I was doing like baby cosplays when I met her, like closet cutting things. And she saw one of the cosplays that I made, and she was in this like beautiful cosplay, and she was like, wow, your cosplay is amazing. And I'm like, what? You're amazing. And she was like, please let me dress you up. And she started making me cosplays. And then I was a cosplayer, and it was so much fun. It's been so much fun. I have so many cosplays now, and cosplaying with her is a lot of fun. So she inspired me to do that. And then modeling was in high school. I had a friend, her name was Rasha. She is Chibi Thought now. Um, and she's actually also pretty famous. A famous cosplayer and fashion designer too, stylist. Um, and she actually invited me to a photo shoot with her, and that is how I started doing modeling. We were doing a slumber party photo shoot, and the photographer of that photo shoot asked me to do a photo shoot, a different type of one.
Oh my.
And oh, you disappeared for a second.
Oh, Autumn. Yes. Oh my gosh. I have no idea what happened. It just kicked me out for a second. Okay. So pick up because you were telling the story, and Tam will be able to splice it. But if you can pick up where you were talking about your cosplaying friend. Oh gosh. And sorry about that. We were already having
No, you're
some delay
fine.
issues, but yeah, if you'll just finish that, and then she'll cut and splice it back
Okay, yeah.
together.
So, my
Okay.
friend, no, you're fine. So, my friend Alana Leilani, she is a pretty famous cosplayer here in Western New York, and she is actually who inspired me to start cosplaying more seriously than I was. When I met her, I was doing very like baby cosplays. I was putting stuff together from my closet, and she was making these big, beautiful cosplays, and she saw me in my little closet cosplay and told me it was so amazing. And I told her how amazing her cosplays were. And she just decided she wanted to dress me up. And I, of course, went along for the ride. And I've gotten so many amazing costumes out of it. And it's been a lot of fun. I still cosplay from time to time, maybe not as much as I do burlesque. But she's who inspired me in terms of cosplay. And then in terms of modeling, I had a high school friend named Rasha. She is kind of famous now. Her name is Chibi Thought. She's a famous cosplayer. She's a fashion stylist. And she was going on a photo shoot one day, and she invited me to the photo shoot with her. It was a slumber party themed photo shoot. And we had all these stuffed animals around us, and it was a lot of fun. And after, when we got the pictures back, the photographer asked if I wanted to do like a solo photo shoot. And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, I've never done anything like that before. I've just done like headshots for theater. Um, and so I did this really grungy Metallica type shoe. And I loved it so much. It was so cool. And the rest was history. I just started modeling all over the place.
I love that. Oh my goodness. And that's the thing, right? We, in our journey in life, just as we continue to grow and discover ourselves, that happens. We meet different people who inspire different things in us. And so that's very encouraging that every step of the way, you've had an opportunity to link up with people who have left a positive imprint in your life. And because I really think in reality we just have to spend time. Let's take some time away from all the negative, all of the what do they call it, dead scrolling, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some positive influences in our lives. So that's fantastic, and especially to have so many women who have had an impact on you.
Yeah, for
um,
sure.
so what is something that you are most proud of, and why?
I think I'm most proud of my modeling career. Um, I feel like a lot of people who model always equate a successful modeling career to how many covers you've been on, how many magazines have you been, how many fashion shows have you walked, or things like that. And I've done a lot of modeling things that are kind of out of the box, like calendars and boudoir books. And those are things I'm most proud of being in. I'm more proud of being in those. Like, of course, I've been in magazines. Of course, I've been the cover. of magazines before, and those are super amazing. And I'm always happy when that happens for me. But I don't think it makes a model. It's not what you should equate your entire career to. It should be, I did this and I'm proud of it, and I strive for that with every shoot that I do. If I'm not proud of the pictures, I want to do them again because I always want to be happy with the project and make sure that what we sought out to do, myself and the photographer, is accomplished at the end of the photo shoot. And to me, that is what makes me an accomplished model. It's not, the other things.
Yeah, yeah, you're not falling into the trappings. That's fantastic. And really, to think about that idea of how you define success and that sort of thing, we know that a good support system absolutely helps. So, for the audience that's watching, guys, I just want to apologize now. Miss Autumn Affair is off the market, honey. She
Yes.
is engaged. Ooh, she got that ring. So, just tell us a little bit. How does your other half support you in all of the many, many things that you have going on?
My fiance's name is Tenacious. She is the most supportive person I've ever met in my whole life. I could tell her that I wanted to quit my job and start a business tomorrow, and she would say, "Absolutely, babe, do it. You can do that." And and I know that she would be like, "What can I do to help? What do you need?" And she's just amazing that way. I've never met anyone like her in my life, and every single show that I've done since I've met her, she's been there unless she's been like deathly ill. Uh, and any photo shoot that I've had, she's also made it her business to be there. Any cosplay, like if I go to an anime convention or anything like that, she wants to go with me. And like I've never had anybody that always wanted to be a part of everything that I was doing, and it feels amazing. It's fantastic.
Absolutely. I think really and truly, I mentioned to you prior to us recording that my spouse and I write a couples article for the magazine. And one of the things that we constantly talk about is really that ability to be an individual, but to have someone who supports you. So I think that that is really the foundation for making a long, long life and commitment. So that's wonderful to already have that and have it established. Um, so, thinking about our lives and all of the twists and the turns and the excitement and the changes, is there just like a quote or a phrase that you just really try to live by? Something that just inspires you every day to get up and stay motivated?
Yeah, actually, when I was younger, like as a teenager, I was a part of a women's group called Sister Sage, and they would always instill this quote by Gandhi: "Be the change you wish to see in the world." And I made it my mantra like my entire life. Like anything that I've wanted to see or I wanted to happen or I wanted done, I would say, what can I do to make this happen? Like, how can I push this change? Like, if I want the world to change, I want it to be different. I want all of these things to come about. How do I make that happen? So I feel like with my plus size shows, with my POC shows, with my modeling, everything I do, I'm doing it because I want the world to change. I want views to change. I want people's ideas to change. And I feel like everything I do is for that.
Wow, that's a fantastic sentiment and something that clearly has carried you because you are definitely out there fighting the good fight for everything that's going on. So, I mean, what's next? What's the next thing that you see in your life? I mean, I'm sure planning a wedding, doing those kind of things, but what do you see next for you?
I think for me, next steps for me are I really want to there are two big things I would like to do, and that's for burlesque. I'd like to um, apply to more festivals, and I'd like to travel more. I've performed all over New York. I've even performed in New York City, but I haven't really performed outside of New York very much. So I'd really like to push out and travel, and festivals are a great way of doing that. So that's my goal, is to start applying to more festivals. I feel like now that I've been doing it for 8 years, I've got a good repertoire of performances that I can submit to them that I'm very happy with, some more seasoned work. And then for modeling, my next goal is really to I'd really like, now that I've been modeling for about 13 years now, to create a collection of where I started and like what my modeling is like now, because obviously it's changed over the years. And of course, the quality of pictures are going to be different, because when I started, I wasn't working with photographers who had the skill level that they have now, and that's okay. I want that imperfection to be in there. I want to showcase the good and the bad. So that's kind of my next project in terms of modeling.
Wow. Oh my goodness, those seem like some major undertakings. So we're drawing close to a close, but with all of those things going on, how do you find balance between, trying to have a life and a fiance and all of these things and all of this work that you're doing?
I don't. No, just kidding. It definitely does get hard. It definitely does get hard, but I'm thankful to have a partner who everything's a conversation. So if she feels that things have been so busy for us, we're always running, uh I'm doing so many different projects, which actually a conversation like that just happened maybe last week. And so last weekend we got an Airbnb and we had our time. So I feel like we're really good about communicating to each other when we need time with each other and we need to slow down a little bit. So I'm really thankful to have someone like that, because I think if I didn't, I would just be going, going, going. I would just be like, okay, what's next? What's next? What are we doing next? And she slows me down. So I'm really thankful for that.
Good, good. She's showing you how to have some time for self care. So
Yeah.
good. So we don't get burnt out.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. So, so tell us, Autumn Affair, where can our audience find you, follow you, watch your journey?
Yeah. So my socials are pretty much all the same. It's Autumn Affair 713, because 7 and 13 are my favorite numbers. So on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, Autumn Affair 713. That's all me.
Awesome. Is there anything else that you would like to leave with our audience that we didn't get the chance to talk about? Anything you want to, parting thoughts, words, concerns?
Really, I just want to thank Blackout Magazine for choosing me as their May cover model. It's such an honor, really. I'm so honored to be asked to be a part of this magazine. I've been watching it for a while. I've been friends with Tam for a while, and I'm really happy to be a part of this. And I hope that everyone watching and everyone who sees the magazine when it comes out, that all plus size beings, she, he, they, them, anyone who sees it, can know that they can also be the cover model of a magazine. They can also model, they can do burlesque, they can do a cosplay, they can do whatever they want to do, and people will still love them, and they will love their bodies, they will love them, they will love what they're showing, and you should show off. Absolutely show off.
Yes, I love it. Show off. All right. Thank you so much for sitting down with me. I am so honored that I had the opportunity to interview you. Guys, you know the deal. If you have not already subscribed to Blackout Magazine, you need to get that subscription going, baby, because Blackout, it is where Black and brown queer culture lives, honey. We have lots of stuff going on. Miss Autumn Affair, thank you so much for this interview. It was a pleasure and a delight. Guys, don't forget, check out the beautiful, awesome, and amazing Miss Autumn Affair. She is the May cover for Blackout Magazine. Like and subscribe.